Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Popstars cracking. It's D-Boss reacts to this honest vintage title, Are Gen Z Pop Stars in Trouble? This is part dos. A lot of y'all told me to react to this one. I reacted to part one. Let's hear what he has to say about these Gen Z pop stars. Let's watch.
This is the second part in my first video discussing Gen Z or Gen Z adjacent pop stars. Some of the leading figures of Gen Z, their current careers, what we might like to see from them in the future, and if they will even last. I want to make it clear because I said it in my first video, but on the internet you have to over-explain, and you have to over-explain twice because people really do not be listening.
Because people are slow, and it's so sad.
And comprehending.
Jeez.
Not everyone on this list is born exclusively in Gen Z. We do not have that many Gen Z stars. Some of these people I'm going to talk about are just omnipresent in Gen Z culture, have a large Gen Z fan base, or broke out around the same time as a lot of Gen Z stars. I literally said this in my first video, but people are still commenting the same things. But I just want to make that...
And that's the other thing. People read the title of your video, and then they will write a whole paragraph about the video from the title of the video. Like, how dumb are you? That's like reading the title of a book and you writing a fucking essay. A book essay, the summary of it. From the title. Are you stupid? You have to watch the video. Why are you writing this long ass comment? And people, that's just what people want to do. They want to hurry up and write a comment because they want to get likes on their comment. There are so many people I feel like who don't even really watch my videos like that. They'd be just so quick to write a comment. It's like, but you didn't. You didn't even watch the video. You just want to hurry up and get your comment out there. That's your purpose in life. It's embarrassing.
Clear. Now, before getting into the artist, I want to say that yes, the monoculture is fragmented, so it is harder for artists to attain and hold the spot.
Every time, Nicki Minaj, damn you. Because every time I hear that word, that phrase, that line of that damn song, I ain't gonna say of the song. What was it? It's when she was on Instagram Live. Her saying bullet fragment, bitch, bullet fragment. That pops into my head every time I hear that word. It haunts me.
Like, to the degree that they used to. But we have seen in many cases that it is not impossible. It is still very possible. But I do think there are some disadvantages. A lot of artists are being signed for a song that went viral and are not actually being developed. So it just sets them up for failure in the long run. A lot of good artists that have great songs that are developed are not being platformed because they haven't had a song go viral. And labels are prioritizing virality over everything else. It really goes both ways, and it sucks. I did see a lot of people dunking on Gen Z as a whole, and this is not that type of party. It's easy to put a halo effect on the past, but the people you guys love, like Beyonce, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Britney, were not always iconic. And in fact, a lot of the negative things people said about them is also a lot of the negative things people say about Gen Z stars. And really that's true for every generation, especially when it comes to pop music. Nostalgia and trends are cyclical. Every generation goes through a nostalgia phase. With all that said, there is an undeniable shift from pop stardom 10 years ago and pop standards 10 years ago to pop stardom and standards now. But we're not going to act like Gen Z as a whole is just a collection of talentless memes, because there are various talented, promising Zoomers or Zoomer adjacents emerging. And unfortunately, there are also a good amount that feel like they are in limbo and made some wrong steps with memifying themselves so much that no one takes them seriously. So far, I do think there are a few definitive Gen Z stars like Billie Eilish, for example. She's not going anywhere anytime soon. But I don't think there's a solidified class of Gen Z yet. Like, if you look into the 80s generation, Madonna, Prince, Whitney, Michael Jackson. You look to the 90s, Britney, Christina, NSYNC, Destiny's Child, TLC,
Sorry about that.
So on and so forth. Gen Z is a bit more scattered due to the changing cultural climate. And really a lot of Gen Z stars are being the guinea pigs on how to navigate this new era of music. Some knowing it more than others. But there's no clear path. There's so many options. Everything is just unpredictable. With that being said, I do think there are useful traditions being neglected. Artist development being a major one. The artists that have recently broken out in a big way have been working at it for quite some time. And it allows them to build community and hone in on the craft and come with something that feels a bit more developed and formed, as opposed to someone who gets a viral meme and song and just tries to recreate the virality using the exact same approach over and over. But without further ado, let's get into the artists, first starting with Flo. The British girl group Flo has been making incredible waves on social media. It's a three-piece group, Stella, Georgia, and Renee. and they remind me a bit of Little Mix as it relates to their dynamic. There's a sense of equilibrium there. These girls are talented, as simple as that. They can sing, they're fun, they're young, they are beautiful. I see and hear the appeal. If I had to leverage anything against them, I guess it would be that they lean on the 2000s just a little too hard to the point where it can feel like,
oh, that was my biggest criticism. When I reacted to them over on my Patreon, I was like, that's why I can't really get into them. It just feels like, it feels like it's forced.
Tribute act territory.
It doesn't feel original enough for my liking.
It's not enough.
But I haven't heard all their music, so I can't say if everything sounds like that. But the few songs that I heard from them, I'm just like, eh.
Against them because they do it very well. A lot of their songs sound like certified hits from that era. Think Destiny's Child, 702, TLC. I understand they are a group, and pop groups come in waves. So to some extent, to reach people, they have to be trendy and familiar, which is a given.
But you have to like twist it and make it your own still and make it modern and make it original.
I guess what I would like to see is what Flo can contribute to the girl group archetype. Something to modernize and differentiate the group a little more. I think the 90s and early 2000s girl groups are a great model to follow. After all, that is really the most recent era of great girl groups. And I think Flo has all the ingredients to make a great girl group. But I think they need a bit more of their own personal touch to get there. But as far as the actual quality of their music, there's no complaints to be made. It's high quality, it's hooky. I think they have the 2000s nailed down. Troye Sivan has been at it for quite some time. Blue Neighborhood was a Tumblr staple and pretty successful. Bloom was very competent pop, but I wouldn't say it ignited a lot of strong feelings. Something to Give Each Other felt like a reinvigoration for Troye, and with all due respect to his previous work, it felt like a debut in many ways, and I think safe to say his strongest artistic moments thus far. Obviously, there's One of Your Girls that tackles the complexities of closeted gay culture. There's Rush, a straight-up house pop song about partying. Most of the album is delivered through an unmistakable gay lens. With that being said, I don't think the album sounds fully formed or like a fleshed out idea, but I think Troy's making all the right moves. This release has brought him a lot of attention, and I'm eager to see what he does to widen his path moving forward. Doechii has been receiving a crazy amount of hate online ever since her Grammy nominations. She got the industry plant allegations.
I thought they loved her.
People making anti-black remarks about her music.
Alright, making those Harry Tubman music is the cheat code to get respected in rap. That's crazy.
While trivializing important black leaders. It is the most bizarre hate I've ever seen, and I try to stray away from comparisons like this, but I just cannot help but to think of it in this scenario. When Ice Spice came out, the internet at large was fawning over her. She's the people's princess. We love her. She's a vibe. We like fun music. It might not seem like it now, but the Ice Spice praise and positive memes were widespread and unanimous. So to see Doechii grind for so many years, finally get some recognition, being respected by her peers, and she's someone that is really taking her craft seriously and clearly trying to bring some left field energy to hip hop, being dunked on by the internet is crazy to me. She is really talented.
Now this is when you can say colorism. You know, this is when you can speak up on that. Sometimes people throw it in there when I feel like it's not even a factor, but this is clearly colorism.
She raps and she sings too. And I'm not even sure
saying Harriet Tubman, if she was lighter complected, they wouldn't say that. That's crazy.
Dumbass Harriet Tubman insult came from. But one, trivializing a black leader to insult a black artist or insult anything will never be funny. Two, the people that say this clearly haven't listened to Doechii. What makes Doechii so interesting is that she doesn't exist in one mode. She is everything. She's introspective, she's sexual, she's animated, she bends a lot of styles. When I listen to her, I hear a combination of artists like Missy Elliott, Azalea Banks, Lil' Kim, and even artists like Kendrick and SZA. Alligator Bites Never Heal was an interesting mixtape. I'm just waiting for her to release a fully formed, cohesive body of work. Miss Chappell Roan. Chappell Roan is a very talented girl and has managed to build up an insanely passionate fan base, especially talking about her experiences with other women unabashedly. I have heard the Lady Gaga comparisons, but I just don't see it or hear it at all. I think Chappell's approach to artistry...
I feel like that's dishonest. That's just dishonest to say. Like, what? I'm going based on... Okay, not hear it. because I haven't heard a lot of her music at all, but you definitely can see it. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw her. And obviously it's not copy paste, but I feel like she's taken the Lady Gaga route as far as being like super out there with her looks. Like, it's giving Lady Gaga
comparisons, but I just don't see it or hear it at all. I think Chappell's approach to artistry is very different.
And it's not just because her looks are out there. It's just a very specific way that the looks are out there.
Different than Gaga. Now, Chappell's been causing some controversy.
I can't artistically articulate it because I'm not a super artsy person, but I feel like it's clear as day. Am I tripping? What? Like, what are we talking about?
See, I do think Chappell is very pretentious.
Like, she's inspired by her.
I think it's just a form of pop tradition that we haven't seen in a while. Since everyone tries to be relatable and super gushy, you know, she's just very pretentious and she takes herself very seriously. She exudes extreme theater kid energy, basically. But more than that, she can sing and she can write. I think she has all the makings of a successful pop career. It's just a matter of if Chappell wants that or not. She does not seem enthusiastic about stardom, and that's her right. I can see her career going two ways, being the traditional pop star with a career of controversy, or being the niche pop star in the vein of Lana, Lorde, Charlie, and Carly Rae Jepsen. Cardi B. I feel like every time I'm on social media and I see something about Cardi B, it's never involving her music. It's usually involving drama with her husband or random internet people. And when it is about her music, it's usually very antagonistic. This is why I'm not dropping music now, you know, like those type of statements. Cardi has expressed on previous occasions that she was scared to follow up on her debut IOP, while also promising that her album was coming soon with every following year. I'm not sure why Cardi B and her team didn't drop an album when she had those two massive hits back to back with WAP and Up. But even more than that, I feel like since Up, Cardi has existed in this place of stagnancy. It feels like she can't stop repeating herself. All the songs that aren't features, and really even some of the features, sound very calculated, like she's giving a performance instead of believing what she's actually saying. I feel like her sense of earnestness is lost a bit. And maybe that has to do with her fear of following up her debut album. She may have to feel like she has everything in a tight grip. But people don't love Cardi B because she's a super technically skilled rapper. They love Cardi B because she's Cardi B. Her personality, her heart, her humor. And I think she really ushered in a new era of female rap that is more based in direct relatability. People got to watch her Cinderella story and how hard she struggled to get to where she is in real time. They also get to see her very public relationship issues. You know, she's just an open book with it all. And when I think of Cardi's best work, Bodak Yellow, Be Careful, Get Up 10, I Like It, her finesse verse, her recent work just doesn't have that touch, that je ne sais quoi. Yeah. And she seems really insistent for her last mini releases to solely rap about her ops and her enemies and really center that in her artistry. But the thing is, that's not the only precedent her breakthrough album set for her. I think the more personalized stuff is where the gold lies for her. Well, ultimately, I'm not holding out for another Cardi B album. If she releases it, she releases it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. But I do think she has potential to do better than what she has been doing. I will say, talking about Gen Z and Gen Z adjacent stars is making me realize just how much women are carrying it on their backs. There's not many men of note to talk about from Gen Z. It's like, who am I going to talk about? Shawn Mendes, the Kid Leroy, Nothing Burgers. And if I were to include Gen Z adjacent stars and artists who Gen Z experience their music in real time, it would be totally unfair to include someone like Justin Bieber or The Weeknd, who are just super solidified. As it stands, the future of pop really lies with women.
Period. But yeah, what he said about Cardi B, that's exactly how I feel. It's like, if she drop it, she drop it. If she don't, she don't. It's not looking like she is. So it's like, girl, whatever. I think she just wants to keep up these antics to keep her name out there for whatever reason. So she could just, you know, ride this till the wheels fall off. So she can have some type of relevancy. So she can profit off of it through like brand deals and connections and whatnot until, you know, people are just completely tired of it. Like, okay, you're not releasing music. We're over you. So maybe that's what she's doing. She's just trying to stretch this. But I just don't think she plans on dropping another album. That's just my opinion. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.